Hey, you guys. Coach Rick here with another Coach's Corner. Hello, welcome. Thanks for listening. You kind of don't have a choice since you don't know when in the episode it's going to come up, do you? I guess there is an intro to it. Anyway, I do appreciate you listening. Uh, so, are you giving your gift? That always seems to be a good question. What am I talking about? Uh, well, if you don't know, then you might want to check out Coach's Corner. You can go to YouTube. I created a YouTube channel just with these segments, and I try to title them. And the second or third one is called The Gift, and then there's the Gift Part Two. Um, I try to build as we go. I try to build on, you know, kind of a continued stream of thought of ADHD thought. So tangential as it is. Um, so yes, are you giving your gift? Are you contributing to the saving of the planet? I'm sure you are. If you're following your dreams, that's what it's about, right, guys? Any questions for me? Email me at thecoachrick@gmail.com. Aaron's starting to put that in the little description down below. Had an awesome time on Saturday. Aaron had reached out to me Friday night and saying, "Hey, what are you doing tomorrow at noon?" They had a last minute cancellation reschedule, and they wanted to do their regularly scheduled episode, so they had me on. So I got to be with the guys. I don't know if this is going to come up before or after that, but there will be another episode of me hanging out with our lovely people of Around the Reel. I'm not going to give anything away. You'll just have to watch. So last time I talked about do it now, right? Um, there is no perfect time except now. Now is the only time that we have. Um, so what happens when you decide, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to follow my heart. I'm going to follow my dreams. I'm going to pursue my passion. Uh, what now? Well, you start learning. You start doing things that you've never done before. You start researching, exploring. And oftentimes what happens when we do that, especially when we do it with a heightened focus, when we do it with a real purpose, like we're going to get serious about this, right? I'm going to take this on. I've always wanted to do this. I'm going to do this. Inevitably, invariably, what tends to happen is some form of overwhelm. And I think if you were to poll people, the majority of people would tell you that overwhelm is not a good thing. And I would like to challenge that. I hopefully by the end of this, you could consider that maybe overwhelm is actually not a bad thing. Maybe it's a good thing. What am I talking about? Well, I was at a seminar, a personal development seminar, years and years ago. I mean, this is early on in my personal development. And this woman gave the best definition of overwhelm. She said, overwhelm is nothing more than a sign that you are expanding. Hmm. Come on now, that's a good one, right? Overwhelm is nothing more than a sign that you are expanding. Another way of saying expanding, you are growing, right? So what is this feeling of overwhelm? It's being exposed to something new, and when it means something to you, when you have some stakes behind it, this can happen in a new job. You're excited about a new job, you want to do good in a new job, and then they give you what your actual job is, and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this, right? Why would you know how to do it if you've never done it before? Well, you have to learn, right? There's steps to take. There's practice to be had. That is how we learn, and then how we get good at things, right? When you step into the dark room for the first time, shedding some light on it, you can't see the whole room completely. It's a little scary. I got it. That's part of the process. So, what a beautiful word, process. We can also call it journey, right? The process, the journey. This is, I think, one of the best ways to combat overwhelm. Besides okay, yes, to learn that it is about the journey. It is about the process. It is about the learning. That's where the gold is. That is where the joy is. Think about that. If you can find your joy in the journey, if you can find your joy in the process instead of the destination. Once you reach a destination, guess what? There's another one to get to, and then another one, and then another one, and another one. It's like booking the job. That's the icing on the cake. The work is the work. I tell my students all the time, do the work. Well, what do you mean by do the work? I mean, work your ass off. I mean, go to class regularly. Challenge yourself to show up, and not just show up to listen, show up with something new that you're working on. Show up with something new that you're memorizing. Show up. Do the work. Why? Because this is the fun part. This is where you discover. This is where you grow. Are you going to discover and grow on set? Yeah, sure. Of course you are. But those times are going to be fewer and far between, especially early on. Maybe you're going to become mega huge. Maybe you're going to become mega famous. Great. Awesome. But I guarantee you, the work, the majority of the work is going to happen on the journey. And I saw a video quote. I don't know what you call them. I don't know if it was TikTok or it was probably on Instagram. I don't have TikTok, but you see TikTok videos on these other platforms. But this guy was saying, and it was a motivational channel. He was saying the man that loves to walk will go further than the man that loves the destination or getting to the destination. And that's it. And he was talking about you got to love the journey. Something I had been given from a couple of my teachers throughout the years. It's about the journey. It's not about the performance. It's about the process that you're going through to discover this character, to discover this musical piece, to discover this song, whatever it is, that process that you go through, there's the gold, right? And if you can embrace that, if you can learn to love that, I am going to assert that you're going to be able to embrace overwhelm as well. I will tell you, as a business and life coach, that the most successful people that I've encountered, and I have $1 million, multi-million dollar clients, they've embraced overwhelm, understanding it's just a part of the process. When something is new, it's awkward. Okay, am I going to let it get to me and throw me off my game, or is it just another new thing? And I'm just accustomed to getting acquainted with and learning about new things. We make so much crap up in between our ears, in our head, guys, that we have these weird freaking beliefs that we don't even know that we have, that are holding us back, that are keeping us back, right? So consider that overwhelm is your friend. Consider that the best way to deal with that is do the work. Funny how we keep coming back to that, right? Funny how it just keeps coming back to, you know, who shows up the most powerful and ready to go? It's the ones that are the most practiced. It's the ones that are working out consistently. We see it. I've seen it on set after set after set where I've been a coach, and the difference between my students that are actively participating in class and the ones that don't go to a regular class, obviously, it's day and night. It's the difference between being able to take a direction and apply it impeccably on the next take while performing, knocking it out of the park. First take, one take wonders. That's what we produce. That's what I produce. This is the feedback that they get when they come back off of a gig, right? Why? Because they're in shape. Because they go to the actor's dojo and they practice. They understand it's about the journey. One of my students shared on the thread, having just had her pictures taken, and the photographer said she loves shooting my students, especially because of the fact that they all just genuinely seem to love acting for the sake of acting. Oh man, how fucking awesome is that? She's never seen their work. Maybe she has, I don't know, but you know, she gets to meet them and she's working on their headshots. And so I thought that was pretty awesome, and that's what we're working on. In one of the things really in general is love the work, embrace the work. If you do, overwhelm won't be a problem anymore. So embrace it. I love you guys. God bless. Take care.